bases, mainly along our border, so that as part of protecting the territorial integrity of our country. So if you, I'm sure in the Lodwar airstrip, for the first time we have got an forward operating base by our Kenya Air Force. So Kenya Air Force are already in Turkana, in Lodwar town. We are building a big base now in Turkana, courtesy of, I really want to thank the former governor and the current governor of Turkana for availing the land. And we have another 3 bases in Turkana. Turkana is vast. And we are shifting, we have learned from the cattle rustling and banditry in North Rift that Tiati and Baringo and West Pokot and Turkana, we have enough land for even training. So we might even shift both the Kenya Defense Forces and even the police. We might shift our training bases closer to those terrain. I think they're good for training. I am sure, Madam Speaker, Lamu is now under operations. And I don't want to speak about Lamu in the plenary. If the Committee of Defense can invite me in camera, because Lamu now is under operations. So, and this question was, I was not ready for Lamu. But anyway, I told the chair of National Assembly Committee, if I want to speak about Lamu and our war with Al-Shabaab, I'll do it in camera.
Thank you, CS. Senator Abdul Haji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, before going straight to the question, I would like first of all to commend and congratulate the Cabinet Secretary of Defense for good work that is done since his appointment. And I'm not only saying this because he comes from Garissa County and I happen to be senator, but it is very obvious that he's been doing a good job at the ministry, a very sensitive ministry at that. I also want to appreciate the answer that he has given the House, a very detailed answer. And I think, Honorable Madam Speaker, any officer who dies in the line of duty is one too many. And we have to, as a country, appreciate that the work they do is the ultimate sacrifice. If an officer dies in the line of duty, that is the ultimate sacrifice that they can give in fighting for this country. And they are our unsung heroes. And the ones that we have lost, may God rest their soul in peace. Madam Speaker, the Kenyan Army has been in Somalia for 5 years. And as the Cabinet Secretary has explained, that as they are at their second phase of withdrawing from Somalia, the federal government of Somalia has actually requested that they extend their time. So my question is to the Cabinet Secretary, in the period of the 5 years that the Kenyan Defense Forces has been in Somalia, have they undertaken any social development programs, programs within the military-civil engagement that has helped them to win the minds and hearts of the community in Somalia in the areas that they are serving? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable CS.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also want to confirm that I have one of the best senators. He is my senator, and myself and the people of Garissa have full confidence in Senator, who he replaced our father and our elder, who also sat in this house. May Allah take him to Jannah. Madam Speaker, yes, Senator Abdullah has asked a very fundamental question. We do it both in our country and we do it outside. If you go to our area and thank Parliament, Parliament always allocates a certain resource to Kenya Defense Forces for their civic duty. So we are involved in construction of dams, building of boreholes, providing medical camps, and wherever our bases are, during drought, they give a lot of water. Senator will agree with me, particularly in the parts in Garissa where there was drought and where our bases are, the same in other parts of the Asal region. So, and then we have an element we call key leadership engagement. The senator and deputy majority leader in the Senate, Senator for Samburu will agree with me. Even where we go and bring peace and security, we still have key leadership engagement. In Somalia, Madam Speaker, one of our operating base in a place called Doble, and you can look at either ATMIS Twitter handle or KDF, you will find in our biggest hospital, we provide maternal health care, we provide surgery, and even this week, if you go look at that Twitter, you'll find a lady who was now being discharged on a wheelchair who was in our hospital for about 3 months in Doble. So that is a kind of thing we do. We provide water, we provide health facilities. And I remember, Madam Speaker, I visited one of our forward operating bases in Wajir with members of parliament in our sensitization campaign to the community to help us in the war against Al-Shabaab and against terror. And the elders told us, and the base commander told us, to be more specific, that, you know, all our forces there are adult, and mainly they are men. So they said when the communities come to them with the pediatric cases of children who are sick or mothers who are pregnant, they don't have the drug. So we made a deliberate decision, policy now at Kenya Defense Forces, that wherever we have our doctors and our nurses in the most remote parts of the country and inside Somalia, we must make sure we provide all types of drugs, so that if we get a lactating mother, a pregnant lady, a lady who has complications in delivery, the drugs are available. So that is our duty. And everywhere we do, we don't only use kinetic force. We want to blend it with development, socio-economic development programs, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, CS. Senator Danson Mungatana.
Madam Speaker, every time I attend a funeral of one member of the Defense Forces in Tana River, there are very elaborate ceremonies that follow, and we thank the Ministry of Defense for what they do, because it is a reflection of the discipline and the arrangements that are there. The question I have for the Minister is, can he disclose the amount that they give to each member of the family? At least that one is not a matter of national importance or secret. He should tell us, apart from the flag, the salutes, the nice songs they sing, and all the ceremonies, what does the widow get? At least a figure. What does the widow get on that particular date? I know, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, that the armed forces regulations on gratuities, they have a calculations they make for personnel and officers. So when they give the death gratuities after calculation, so that may be something they do maybe over a period of time, which the minister should tell us. But when they come to bury, what do they give? That's the thing that we want to know. Because it's very sad, but we are always mesmerized by the ceremonies. And actually, at least in Tana River, so many of us go to see what is happening there because of what they do. But do they give? And we want to know from the minister the figure, so that Kenyans can know when your son or your husband or your daughter has gone on the date of the burial, something, and this is the amount that is given apart from the death gratuity. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable CS.
Madam Speaker, this is not nothing to hide, so I'll just say what we give immediately within 30 days, for shorter than 30 days. If the officer is serving within our country, immediately he gets 4 million shillings above his pension, which has a component called death gratuity. But if he's serving in ATMIS, like in Somalia, apart from the 4 million, the AU and the UN give that family 50,000 USD. And Honorable Senator, if there is anybody who you feel from Tana River County who did not receive this, I am ready and willing to engage you at the defense headquarters. But there is a problem. The problem is where families don't agree. And Madam Speaker, on a light touch, even in my life in Parliament here, there are colleagues of mine and Honorable Boni Khalwale and Honorable Mugatana, we served with them in the 10th Parliament, who died, and up to today, they cannot get their gratuity because of family disputes and courts, and people went. So just like here, even in defense, we get a few cases where because of the family dispute, the money becomes not accessible. But 4 million is within the first 3 weeks. If he's serving under ATMIS, Honorable Boni Khalwale, Madam Speaker, I want to urge him on a light note that by the time you go to heaven, don't leave us with a lot of problems. Make some good disclosure. We can work on, Madam Speaker. But we pay 4 million for within our country. But if outside our country, like ATMIS in Somalia, we pay 4 million, plus the AU and the UN pays 50,000 US dollars. And I agree with you. We give decent, respectable burials, particularly for KDF officers.
Thank you, Honorable CS. On the issue of family disputes, it appears like Senator Boni Khalwale has some leads towards those disputes. Though tempted, let me allow Senator Julius Mulgo to present the question. Otherwise, you'd have answered to that.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I'm glad I'm not like Khalwale, who has more than 3. I have only 1, and there's no dispute that will be there.
You have only 1 what?
Honorable CS, I'm very thankful for the elaborate explanations that you gave, and I agree with you totally. Because if we should defend this country effectively, we must engage the enemy from far, not allowing, even if you see how cheetah fights her enemies or his enemies, they lead the attacking enemy away from the cubs. They don't allow them to come near. So in defense of our country, we should engage the enemy from far. I have a question, however, from some of the visits you have made. You have assured the nation and the defense department that we will buy equipments that will detect the bombs and whatever these guys bury in the ground, so that as our military operatives move around and operate, they will be safer than it is now, because you have done an effective work in keeping them away. But when it comes to these bombs and so on, they seem to still take the day. So how is that going to be? Or because I'm not a prophet, but we will be with these people along the border even after we move back from Somalia. We will still engage them at the border, because these are evil-driven people, and they are connected with maybe the others in the world, the people that are terrorists. So we will still be with them. So how can you give us an assurance on that? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Senator, for West Pokot. I totally agree with you.